Um, so you were in Maryland
Yes.
and and eating lots of seafood. And how long were you gone?
I was gone for like 10 days.
On an airplane, right? I'm
Yes.
assuming. So once you're in Maryland, when you're in the east like that, in the northeast like that, were you taking trains and
This
Ubers?
time I didn't. Because like normally I would take a train to go to New York or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this time I didn't. This was like, it was just a quick trip because I hadn't been home in a couple of years. I'm originally from
Oh, you're
Maryland.
from there. Okay.
Yes, and I'm looking to move back east. But it was like my birthday, and I hadn't been home, and so my brother's like, "Hey, come," and he took me out and stuff like that. So it was,
So
it
you
was,
got to have 10 days at home
yes,
and doing that.
yeah, and so everything is so close. Like the DMV area, you
Everything is
have
so
like
close.
Maryland, Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
you have Delaware. You're not really far from like Pennsylvania. You're only like 3.5 hours from New York, and the train is really neat, because you get to go through all those different little states, the train stops, and all those
It's
different.
it's amazing.
It
Like
is.
we're used to, I mean, you're from there, so you're more used to it. But if you've grown up in Texas, and I mean, you have to go so far just to get out of
Yeah.
Texas, and we don't really use the train system as much.
Right.
But I just, this is perfect timing because I just last week, well, I guess it's been 2 weeks ago now, got off of a Northeast trip looking at universities with my son. And we did, like, I kept calling it the Amazing Race
Okay.
because
Yeah.
we started in Pittsburgh,
Okay.
and then the next day we were in, see, now I can't even remember, it was so fast. So it was Pittsburgh, and then the next day we were in, I think we went to like New Haven, Connecticut, and then we were in Philadelphia.
Oh,
And then my brother lives in New York, so when we flew through New York, or I say trained through New York, I'm like, well, we're going through New York, we got to stop. So then we stopped in New York, and then it was just like every day a different hotel room. And I love, we got Amtrak points. I was like, since he's probably going to go on, he's probably going to go to university in the Northeast.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to get you an account
Yeah.
because, I mean, over 4 or 5 years, he's probably going to build up some points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did, just on that trip, we took like 4 or 5 different trains.
Yeah.
And then one was Baltimore we were in also, because it was going to take like 9 or 10 hours to train from Pittsburgh to Baltimore.
Oh.
So then we took a plane, but then the rest of it was all trains.
Oh.
And then we flew back.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not really tiring though, you know what I mean? Because they're quick trips. For me, it wasn't too tiring.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 hours, and you don't have to be there an hour or two before to get on the airplane, right? And what about you, Pam? Do you travel?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore. Did
Yeah, it's too much trouble.
Do you do road trips or anything like that?
Oh, not very far. Just around.
Like Harrisburg.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah,
New Braunfels.
New Braunfels.
Close by.
Close by.
Any like day overnight trips, or is it always just like day trips?
Just day things.
What about you, Dorian? Do you do any travel?
I try. Well, I don't travel as much as I like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I try to travel. Like mostly it's by plane,
Mostly by plane.
especially when I go. Well, when I go home, it has to be in a plane.
Where is home for you?
Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah, so you have to be on a plane.
It
Yeah.
has to be on a plane, but yeah, I try. Like at least even if it's like I think if it, even what's the last trip I did was last year to Florida,
To Florida.
and that was tiring because I did it. So my best friend, she's a flight attendant.
Oh,
So she
okay.
got me with some points, but then I had to go all the way to Boston to go all the way down to Florida.
No, you went all the way up to Boston to go all the way down to Florida because you were using your friend's
Standby or something?
No, like they call it positive space.
positive space.
So it's like certain like tickets that they give to
The flight
the flight attendants. So
Ah.
you just have to pay the taxes, but you're like a passenger. You're not in standby.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, it's all the way up.
All the way up to go down.
Wow.
And that
That's
was,
that's rough on the body.
Oh, there I did a trip from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale in train.
Oh, so you've done train
Mhm.
Fort Lauderdale to Orlando.
Like all the way around.
The other way around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's 5 hours. But
That's 5 hours.
That's-
Wow. Good. Well, that gives us lots to talk about then. Now I know where you guys are coming from. And I've got some really great ideas for you. But what I like about this class more is that you guys have traveled enough that you can give us ideas too, right? You can say, oh, well, this is what I did and this is what I've done, and give us some tips and tricks like that. And so I'll get us started, but interrupt me if you're like, oh, have you ever tried this? Or this is what I like to do, because I like to build that community for us to share ideas, right? Because even I learn from you guys also. Every class I learn something. I want to make sure to let you know that these Saturday classes have been at 8:30. We're moving for now, or I shouldn't say moving. For July, the classes are going to be on Tuesdays. So we're going back to those Tuesday classes. It just depends on who's teaching and what they can do, if they can do Tuesdays or if they can do Saturdays. But I've noticed that it's hard for people to get here on Saturdays this early in the morning. So we're going to try again for July, and that is starting July 1st, which is next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you said, you're like, oh.
It's not a full week, but
It's
yeah.
not a full week. Yeah. So today is Saturday. And then on Tuesday, we're going to have another class. And I'm going to be presenting. And this is new for me, too. I just found out yesterday afternoon. I'm going to be presenting on meals for one, because I keep getting that request. And so I've kind of been stockpiling recipes, and I haven't put together the presentation yet. I'm going to do that after this. Yeah, soon. But yeah, I'll bring you some meals for one, and I'm thinking we could do a whole month on meals for one. But we had already planned some other things to do for longevity. But since this January 1st class next Tuesday, July 1st class next Tuesday is.
They have like an 11 a.m.
There's 11 a.m. on Tuesday, and then there's a 6 p.m. on Tuesday. So if you're working during the day, you can come to that 6 p.m. Yeah. So you won't miss out. And we'll have a bigger crowd there. We normally do. So just to let you know, July 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. Everybody's writing it down, I see. Awesome.
It's already on that.
Good. Yeah, and it's on the e-blast that came out this morning too, but just want to let you know, and whoever might be watching on the video too, to let them know. And sometimes maybe you just don't get around to looking at your emails or whatever. And apparently you have to click on it too. It just says Food for Thought with Brenda. So then you have to click on it to get all the details. So we've talked a little bit about your experience with traveling. And I gave you a little, my experience with traveling. So I just got off of that amazing race, doing trains and planes. And then a few days after that, I went and did a road trip to go pick up my daughter from college and bring her back. So I've got that experience is all fresh in my mind. So she goes to Denver University.
Oh, you're all in Denver.
So yeah, I fly to Denver because she has a car up there. So I fly to Denver, and then we drive down. Yeah,
Okay.
we pick her up, and then we drive back down. But that also brings up a different thing too, because the way you pack for a road trip is not the way that you pack for the airplane, and so it's kind of well, I can have this, and luckily it's a short trip, because it's just go pick her up and then drive back down. So it's maybe 4 days or so. But I like to have all my food, right? We want to try to keep it healthy as much, especially when you're driving from Denver down to San Antonio. There's a lot of spaces where there's nothing else to eat. Yeah. And like, so it's like, I would advise, like, if I was going to take a road trip to Denver, I would get my cooler, would put it in the car, and, you know, pack it with all the good stuff. And maybe you're going to stop, you know, maybe you'll stop for something hot or something like that. But if I fly up there, I can't pack as much. So I'm going to show you some cute little things that I have that will that might help you when you're doing these road trips yourself, road trips or airplane trips. I brought it all. So I wanted to talk first a little bit about why it's important to stay healthy on the road. Who, after traveling for 10 days, you know, even though you get to stay in your home, so that helps too, but getting on the airplane and standing in the lines and being with the crowds, do you ever get sick when you get back home?
Oh, yes. And
Yeah.
You're not regular.
We're not regular. Exactly. You mean regular in your
Bowel.
intestines. Yes, we're going to talk about that too. I'm so glad that you brought it up because I was kind of like, and this is, yeah, well, first, when there's time zone changes, then that will mess up your bowel movement regularity, your poop timing. But also, just like going up and down on the airplane, the way that affects your intestines and stuff like that. And then whatever you might be eating that you wouldn't normally have at home. Like maybe at home, you're going to have your lean protein and your vegetables and your fruits and you're getting your fiber in. But, you know, on the road, maybe you just kind of grab whatever might not be as healthy. And there's a good reason, too, to make sure you're staying healthy, either on a road trip or while you're flying, is for staying regular, but also just to be able to support your immune system to fight off all those bugs. I actually will wear a mask still. That's one of the things about COVID that I actually think is good, because now I know people don't feel as self-conscious anymore, right? You know, in Asian cultures, they'll wear their mask if they're sick or if they're trying to protect themselves. Finally, we've gotten to a point where we can do that. So I have my mask with me all the time. And if I feel like, sometimes I'll be at the airport and I'm like, oh, it's okay, I don't need to wear a mask. And then this person starts coughing and this person starts sneezing. And I'm like, why is everybody sneezing? And I'm like, I put my mask on.
It's like we're aware of it, you know, too.
It's true. It's true. But I mean, how great that we can do that. Or like, especially too, like on an airplane or a train, you're sitting, you don't know who you're going to be sitting next to. And you end up sitting next to someone who's coughing or sneezing or whatever. And you're like, oh. You know, but even if you don't know too, I mean, even if it's not that obvious, you're just in all these crowds and maybe your timing's off. So your immune system might be down. You're getting exposed to a lot of other germs that you might not get to. And you want to enjoy your trip too. Because have you ever been on those trips where like maybe on the third or fourth day, you start to fall ill and then you end up coming home sick before? Yeah, I mean, then the last couple of days or so. I'm going to try to keep yourself healthy with nutrition, as you've learned as you come to all these classes too. So I'm always like, pack your own food as much as you can, right? You're going to enjoy things like oysters and regional cuisines that we might not have here, some chowder or some things in Puerto Rico that we might not have. So you're going to enjoy those things while you're there, but as much as you can, especially in the beginning. I like to pack at the beginning of the trip. Just know that, you know what, I've got this food to get on the airplane, to maybe get off of the airplane until I get to my hotel or my destination. At least I can bypass the Cinnabon or whatever's in the airport, or whatever temptation smells are wafting in, right? And we're also going to talk about making sure you get a room with a refrigerator if you're not at an Airbnb or something like that. And then I'm going to give you some ideas for fast food and casual dining, some options that might be a little bit healthier, and sharing some more healthy travel tips, as we're already starting to talk about. And then we're gonna make trail mix.
Oh, yeah.
Why is trail mix so exciting? I was like containing myself all week, and then I got up here, and I just kept wanting to say to Rosie, "I'm so excited about the trail mix." But Rosie said it first. She goes, "I'm so excited about the trail mix." I'm like, "Yes, it's not just me." So we're gonna do that, but I'm also going to talk about some of the health benefits of having that with you, and then again, I always come back to you have the power. Especially like when we travel or when we go home to family, you kind of become a kid again, and you're subjected to a lot of peer pressure is nothing compared to family pressure, right?
My
Yes,
grandmother,
speak up. I want to talk.
I think that she still thinks that I'm like 5.
Your grandmother
So,
thinks you're 5.
My godmother, like the family.
Oh, your godmother. Huh?
They have me sitting down at the table, and I cannot leave until I'm finished. I don't know if they understand or not that I don't eat that much anymore, but because they feel like they serve me.
They serve you.
Your favorites, like back in the day and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
I made these for you.
and in Puerto Rico, the diet is kind of high in starches, like the rice and the beans and the this and the that and the tostones. And then last time I was like, I go with that, I can't eat this anymore. And she was like, I was gonna give you ice cream. Like, I can't, lady, I can't.
So you go home and your family doesn't understand that you're not 5 anymore, and they don't need to serve you, and then they're pressuring you that you have to eat everything on your plate. Oh my goodness.
And they go back to they're starving people.
There are starving people in other countries.
Oh my God, brother, he's like, it's like Gandhi said, the food that you throw away is the food that you steal from the poor people.
So don't make so much, please, next time. The food that you're throwing away is the food that you're stealing from poor people. Yeah. So thank you for telling that story, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. We get all this pressure. I mean, even if it's just going out with friends, they're like, and they're on vacation too, right? This is a great excuse to eat all those things but maybe you, even though you're with them, or you're with a partner or something like that, this is a great example. When I'm with my son, we can eat clean on the road. It's easier because he doesn't have this list of unhealthy foods that he wants to eat while we're traveling. And then I go pick up my daughter, and I know I have to brace myself, and that's why I have all these cooler packs and everything, because I know it's going to happen. So I have to just set my brain before we go that we're not going to do that, or we're going to do a little bit of it. And here's the thing too, you can also, if they want to get that cheeseburger and you want a salad, let them get the cheeseburger. You can have a bite of it if they're sharers. You can have a bite of it, you still eat your salad, and then you have the best of both worlds. I don't know if you guys are sharers.
Yes.
I like to share.
Now that I'm older, I am, because my appetite is like, that's what me and my husband do. We just like share.
You share it. Yeah, and you can always.
With my best friend back home,
Mm-hmm.
I let him decide what I'm gonna eat, because he ends up eating whatever I left from my food. I leave from my food.
Okay.
So it's like if I'm undecided, or if we go out to eat and I'm undecided what I want, he ends up like deciding it because he's gonna end up eating.
So if you can't decide what you want to eat, you're just like, okay, well, you just order whatever and I'll have a little bit of it, because he's going to end up eating it anyway, because you don't eat that much anymore. Yeah. Well, you guys know me already. I'm Brenda Morgan. I'm just going to introduce myself again because we're being videotaped. And I just want people to know that I am a registered dietitian nutritionist and a personal trainer and a master certified health coach. And again, I will tell you that are here and also you that are home that if you ever want to call me talk to me. Like, I love this nutrition stuff, and my brain is full of experience and full of scientific knowledge, which you might not want all of that. I have to rein that in. But I know about the nutrition, and I know about the cooking, and I know about a lot of food products and stuff like that. So please, I know many of you have my card already, but text me. Don't feel shy about that, because I love it. So we talked a little bit about this already, but just staying healthy on the road, bringing that food with you, you will save so much money. So I might be getting ahead of myself, but I have like this go-to, at least when I start my trip. I'm going to start with peanut butter. I get Ezekiel bread, some sort of whole wheat bread, peanut butter, and then instead of putting jelly on it, I like to put like blueberries or grapes. Yeah, because then I got my fruit. Like, I'm traveling, right? So then I got my fruit. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm going to show you. So I found this really cool little thing. I'm going to pass it around. I'm going to show you some other things you can pack with. But this actually, you put it in the freezer, and when I pass it around, you'll see that it's like frozen on the side. But it's so cute, and it holds my peanut butter and fruit. I always have an apple with me. And then I know I've brought these to you guys before, but these grape tomatoes, these travel really, really well. So if for some reason you forget them in your carry-on, they'll still be okay the next day. If you don't.
See, that's a misconception with everything so strict now.
Uh-huh.
You can actually carry food on. I mean, like,
that's a really good question.
Get to the airport.
Uh-huh.
I know, like, once you go through security and all like that, you can carry food on.
Right.
But that initial, when they're checking you through security, you can carry food on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was asking about.
As long as it's not open. Like with the tomatoes, you're probably not going to carry that whole thing, but you can put it in a Ziploc bag.
I could carry on that whole thing. If I'm not traveling to another country, it's liquids that are a problem.
Oh, okay.
So through security, you can bring all the food you want. Like, I could take this whole lunchbox with me if I wanted to. And if they have a question about it, then they'll just scan it separately. But as long as you're staying under 3 ounces, but even like, I don't know,
because water bottle empty.
Yes.
And I drink alkaline water.
Uh-huh.
In the airport, but at least I can get some type of bottled water. So I just never knew that you could carry on food. So that's good to know. Thank you.
You can. So yeah, thank you for asking the question, because I didn't realize. That's the thing too, since I travel so much, some of the things are just like, yeah, that's what you do. So I didn't think about the fact that some people think that you can't carry on food. Now, here's one thing though, because it's, that did come up and maybe I have to look into it, is I don't normally travel with a yogurt, but sometimes I might. And that, I don't know if it would be considered liquid or not, because it's 5 ounces. It would be 5 ounces instead of the 3 that you can travel with. But if you're not traveling to another country, you can take your apple and you can take your snap peas, like my favorite thing here. These are the best to travel with, because even though like you're going to keep them cold, I would keep them cold just to make them last a little bit longer. But again, if I forget them in my backpack or my carry-on, they're still okay the next day. The tomatoes are okay the next day. And then I take my water bottle always, like you are taking your alkaline water, just carry it empty. And then once you get past security, then we fill it up. And there's water filling stations at like every airport. Now, if you're going to Puerto Rico, you won't, since it's an island, you won't be able to bring like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So that stuff you'll want to eat before you get there.
You can.
Can you now?
Yeah, I mean, since it's all part of the ACU territory, you cannot bring stuff from there.
Okay, so you can't bring things from Puerto Rico to the mainland.
The mainland to Puerto Rico?
You can.
Yes.
Okay.
But you cannot bring stuff from Puerto Rico to the mainland.
Back to the mainland. Okay, good. This is great information. Yeah, I know, like, when I was traveling to Australia, they're very strict on what you can bring in and what you can take out. So just looking at all as guidelines. What were you going to say, Dory?
Also, like in Puerto Rico, you can bring stuff as long as it's like some stuff, as long as it's like cold, like frozen. And in my case, just to be on the safe side, if I'm bringing anything like food related, I just put it in my the bag that I just like
The
check.
checked bag.
And you cannot bring pork from there.
You can't bring pork.
Cannot.
Right.
Anything, any pork product, you cannot bring it to the mainland.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this friend. I don't know if she was lucky or not, but she brings she brings her water bottle. She like fills up half of it and she freezes it.
She fills half of the water bottle and freezes it.
And since it's solid, like they haven't said anything.
It's worked. Yeah.
But I don't.
I mean,
I don't know if it's if she's been
maybe
lucky.
she's been lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, she must have been lucky.
Because there are times like I carry this with me all the time, and I'm really good about. I pour it out, I refill it, when I get through security. But there have been, when you're in a rush, sometimes you're getting through security, and I was like, oh, my water's still in there.
Yeah.
And then they didn't even see it. Okay, moving on. It's okay. So yeah, staying healthy on the road helps defend against travel germs. And also, like I was saying, you're going to save so much money by bringing just your little breakfast with you. Like if you bought a breakfast taco here before you left, it would cost you, I don't know, $2 or $3. And how much does a breakfast taco cost you in the airport? 10, 12. And I'm not even exaggerating anymore. I'm like, really? And also staying healthy on the road will help you with deep vein thrombosis. So if you're sitting for long periods of time, if you're flying all the way from Boston and then back down to Florida, you want to get up and move, but also just making sure that you're eating really well and staying hydrated will also help to keep your circulation. Wearing compression garments, that's really smart.
My breast, from the lymph nodes, I have lymphedema, a little bit of it, so I have to make sure I wear my compression.
Yeah, that's a really good, I didn't put that in this, and this is why I wanted this to be a conversation too, because there's so much to talk about the compression and about, can you take food on an airplane? Can you get it? And that's what's so great about being on trains too, because all that security stuff, you can just, it's so much faster that way too. It's more relaxed. You don't have to get in the upright position and put all your stuff away and then you can take it out. You just get on the train or the bus or the car and just relax. Also, staying mindful when you're eating, you're getting an opportunity to maybe eat some things that you don't normally eat. And so some people might, some people might want to splurge a little bit. Oh, I'm going to eat all these things. But if you eat mindfully and take bites of things and share things like we were talking about, then you can enjoy it without like overdoing it too much so that you don't come home like, oh man, now I got to get the 5 pounds off, right? You don't want to come back with regrets and you want to be like, oh, I had a great time. I got to experience all these things and now I'm back to normal life and you can enjoy the trip more also. So stay hydrated.
Something that I'm sorry.
No, I like the conversation. This is great.
Something that a doctor recommended me once was to drink a glass of water for every hour that I'm in there.
A doctor recommended to you to drink a glass of water for every hour in the air. You know what? That is on my next slide. That's perfect. That's exactly right. 16 ounces as soon as you wake up because you get so dehydrated on the airplane. And just being so busy traveling around, maybe sometimes you forget to drink, right? So, and actually that's kind of my rule for in real life too, it doesn't have to be a whole glass for every hour, but drinking. We had the hydration presentation, and so just drinking, but you really get dehydrated in the airplane and you get dehydrated just moving around, and that'll help also to keep your bowel movements regular. That's part of the problem too. There's there's the time shift and there's the up and down that might mess up your regular bowel movements, but also being dehydrated will keep you from being regular. So I have brought to you some little packs. I want you to see these. So this is the little packet thing. I was going to hand it to you to feel it. It's frozen.
Is that the brand name? Ordered online packet.
Packet, yeah. They have different ones.
Oh, I didn't even know they had that.
No, I didn't either. And they've got all different sizes too.
So neat.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different sizes. So
Amazon.
on
It's
Amazon.
on Amazon.
Yeah, she's like, Amazon. Yeah, everything's on Amazon. Yes, and they've got
Get invited to the wedding.
right. They would have to invite the whole world. Yeah, so that's the little one, and so that's where I'll put, and it fits so well in my backpack. Or you can be on screen, it's okay. You have the whole hair thing going on. It fits so perfectly in my backpack, right? So I have, even if it's full, then I just put it right there on top, or I can put it on the side, depending on how it works, or I can put it on my carry-on if you do carry-on thing, and I can put my peanut butter and fruit. I put my apple in here. I put my snap peas, and then some grape tomatoes. So that's kind of like my go-to. At least I know for the first half day of the trip, I can stay clean and save myself $20 and whatever it cost at the airport. And then another idea, so now we're getting into like some bigger things. You could still take these with you on the airplane, but if you're doing like trains and road trips and stuff like that, this is my go-to lunchbox. I love this. Actually, this is my go-to lunchbox, so much to the point that I actually have my lunch in here. But I wanted you to see it because it lasts really long. It's got, so let's see if I can show you better. So it's got a zipper here on the side. So on the top and the bottom of it, you put this ice wall. And this, even in the 90, 100 degrees in Texas, I can make it, like maybe I leave at 7 a.m., I put it in, and if I'm coming home around 5 or so, it's still cold on both sides. I try to put it in the shade in my car, but sometimes, so
Is
just
it the same brand?
no, this is a different brand. I actually got this one from Costco a long time ago, but the brand on this one is Arctic Zone Original, if that helps you. Just so you guys can see those ice walls. And then you can still use these ice walls and this kind of comes back around to our food safety that we were talking about last week, keeping things cold that are cold. Like I've got yogurt in here, right? Keeping the cold things cold. So that's another lunchbox. You can take that on a road trip with you. And then if you're doing a longer road trip, then you can have your igloo. And I put like a big old, this is like one of those ice things. I put that in there, and this will last a really, really long time. Like this will actually last you a couple of days, depending. Now, this is an igloo. This is good insulation. Sometimes if you invest a little bit more and get like a Yeti or something, I've been able to like take like 3-day road trips and have my ice stay like in a Yeti. Just because the insulation technology is so amazing. Another thing, if you're doing a shorter road trip, or if you're doing like in and out things, these are those insulated grocery bags. You could also use these. These won't last as long, but they're easier to carry, and they'll kind of like smush down. And one of the tips I'm going to give too is go to the grocery store. And some cities, some states, they don't give you bags anymore, or they charge you for bags. So I always just fold up a tote bag. I probably don't travel with an insulated bag. I mean, if I'm like doing a road trip, but if I'm flying, then I'll just have like a little tote bag that I fold up and I put it in my luggage. And that way so I can go get groceries and take them back to the hotel room in my refrigerator. Yeah, so going to the local grocery store is when you get there, or that's what I normally do. Either that night or the next morning, I'll go to the local grocery store. And I know I'm weird. I like grocery stores. I like to see what they have. I mean, because they have some things in Colorado that they don't have here. And they have a lot of stuff in Maryland that they don't have here, right? It's just a different market. Some things sell better in different areas, some things in California. So I like to go see what they have. That's actually how I discovered like some of these bars that I bring to you guys. Sometimes it's from going to food conferences, but maybe I'm in Colorado and I just found this and different things like that. So go and experiment and then come back and put them in your refrigerator in your room if you have one, hopefully. And again, I'm just going to keep saying over and over again, drink, drink, drink. Lots of drinking. Have your water bottle. I like this one too because this is insulated. So for those of you who like your water cold, I like my water hot, but I can keep it hot in here. And this again fits in my carry-on really well and it won't leak. That's the thing. Because, we have our Yeti cups or the cups that are, more like a cup. And this one specifically, I like the way it feels in my hand. Like I'm not having to hold it like this. I can just hold it. It's not too heavy. So here's some more travel snack ideas. We've got our trail mix. We're going to make trail mix. And then jerky, if you want a little bit more protein, that'll help keep you satisfied for longer. Just pay attention on the jerky part of it that maybe you're looking for. If you're salt sensitive or if you had blood pressure issues, that you're looking for something that's a little bit lower in salt. Granola bars, there are so many bars out there, right? So my rule of thumb is, so I like the kind bars because to me they're food, right? You can see the nuts, you can see the dried fruit in there. But some bars have a lot of sugar in them. So read your labels. In my rule of thumb for a bar is generally about 200 calories, more or less. And I try to make sure that on the sugars, that they're around 5 grams of sugar or less. This one is 8 grams of sugar, but the sugar comes from the dried fruit in it. So the source matters too. I also like to bring the chocolate bars, the chocolate kind bars, because then at the end of the day, instead of getting like a slice of cake at a restaurant or something like that, I know I've got my little, at least this is a little bit better, right? And I still get my chocolate fix. I was wondering if there's any, we already talked about the peanut butter and jelly. What kind of things do you guys take with you when you travel? Or do you get when you travel? Healthy ideas.
I mean, I love nuts.
The nuts. Uh-huh.
Yeah. With any like you said, any kind of like protein bar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you brought up a good point. If you're gonna get those bars, maybe find ones that have a little bit more protein, like the ones that they add the protein to. That'll keep you satisfied for longer, also. And then also finding some of those lower calorie alternatives, if that is an issue for you, like maybe getting those little popcorns, finding a yogurt. Even in the airport, they have yogurts now too. So that's a good way to keep you satisfied and fuller for longer. They even have some fruit in the airports too, if you didn't bring it with you. But that apple, you can just throw it in your backpack. Maybe it's going to last. It might last you the whole trip, right? An apple or two. What I do is I put one apple in my backpack, and then if I have a checked luggage, I'll put a couple of apples in the checked luggage. But if I know I'm going to a grocery store too, I can just get them when I get there. Just depends. Whatever of course too, if you're going to be gone for a long time, that's sometimes why I end up putting the apples in my checked luggage, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to be here for a week and they might not be good when I get home, so I might as well, so they don't go to waste. Oh, peanut butter packets too. I'm not sure if anyone has a peanut butter problem like I do, but peanut butter packets are, a nice thing to carry around with you. These are like little packets of nuts. So you like your nuts, you can get that. And getting a room with a refrigerator, like we talked about, going first day, getting some groceries, just getting some things. Like maybe you do a trick of eating one meal, like does I don't know, sometimes maybe you don't eat breakfast as much, or maybe you're out and busy, you don't eat lunch as much, and you know you're going to have a big dinner or whatever like that. If you went to the grocery store and then you just had like a couple of yogurts, maybe you had a couple of apples, some fruit, some nuts, some granola already in your room, then you could just do that really fast, and then you could hit the road and start touring whatever city you're in or doing the things that you have to do. Another thing I like to do, well, if I do, you guys go to conferences or anything like that? No, you have in the past, yeah. Another trick too is to like maybe get a rotisserie chicken. So those cost like $5 or $6 at the grocery store. Like if I'm there at night, then I can go and I can bring it home to my hotel room, whether I'm by myself or whether I'm with my family. Maybe you're tired from the day, you have like a rotisserie chicken. You could eat it warm that night and then put it in the refrigerator and then pick on it. Does anyone else eat cold chicken? Yeah, exactly. Good. I was like, I don't know if that's okay. They'd be like, oh, I don't know. No, yeah. I mean, and maybe you don't finish it all, but it costs you like maybe $6 or $8, and you can, and it's a great source of protein too, right? So it's a way to like get yourself satisfied. Maybe you just have it for a snack. Like there have been times I'm at a conference or I'm traveling or something like that. For some reason, I come back to my hotel room just for lunch or just for dinner or whatever, and it's just there. It's just a good way to not stop for the fast food, right? There's just ideas. Oh, and also I was going to say about if you stay in hotels that have like those breakfast buffets in the morning,
Lots of fruits.
there's a bunch of fruit. Exactly. That's exactly right. There's a bunch of fruits. So I just like, I get the fruits. They have normally little yogurts there. A lot of times, like if they have oatmeal, they'll have like raisins and nuts and cranberries, things that you can put on top of the oatmeal. So I just get like a cup, whatever cup they have, and I just kind of I make my own trail mix. Sometimes they'll even have like chocolate or something like that. So yeah, getting stuff off the buffet, even if you're not eating breakfast that morning, or even if you do, just like get a little bit of extra for later in the day. And that also helps too, if you're getting a refrigerator in your room, that also helps with portion control. Do you ever feel like, oh, this is going to go to waste? Like you were saying, this is going to go to waste. And the portions are so big when you're traveling or just at restaurants in general. So this is going to go to waste if you know, oh, I can put it in the refrigerator in my room. At least you can maybe eat a little bit less. Just take what you want at that time. Ooh, so for those times when you just can't avoid it, right? We're on a long road trip. There is nothing on the road except for the Whataburger or the Chick-fil-A. That's it. Or the gas stations, actually. I find I really like the gas stations because there's a lot more variety in there. You can get like little things that'll last you for later. But just wanted to bring you some ideas here. And this applies to here at home also. If you end up at any of these fast food places, if you go to Subway, you can get salads at Subway, which is really fantastic. It's almost like going to Salada because basically you just have this bowl and you're just like all the toppings. So the spinach, they've got the bell pepper, they've got avocado, they've got everything. Just like put it in a bowl. I don't need the bread. I mean, you can get the bread if you want. Just trying to give you some. And then they have grilled protein. So they've got like the grilled chicken there too. You can put the beans and veggies. Now, the one thing I would say about Chipotle, I don't know if I just haven't found a way to hack this. It is, even when I get the salad, it is so big. I don't know if you.
No, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And it's hard not to eat the whole thing. So just keeping that in mind if you go into it, because I'm like, do you have like a kid-size bowl? Like, is there a small salad? Like keeping that in mind that like maybe you'll eat half of it now and eat half of it later if your accommodations permit. If you've got a cooler with you on a road trip, then you can put it in the cooler and maybe have it later, pick stuff off of it later. Starbucks actually has some really good protein boxes. Have you guys ever had those? They have like, they have eggs and cheese. Yeah, they put some grapes in it or apple slices, and so that's a good. I forget that Starbucks has oatmeal. So I was like standing at Starbucks. They've got what I really like is their spinach feta wrap. That's really good. And so I'm standing there at Starbucks and everybody's ordering. We were in an airport and I was like, what do I get? And someone ahead of me said, oh, can I get the oatmeal? I don't know why it doesn't like show up on their menu or it's not on their display, because you know how they have the display. And I'm like, that's right, they have oatmeal. And they put blueberries with it. And I think they give you some nuts, almonds or something like that. So you can get oatmeal at Starbucks. And they've got those egg white bites also. So those are a choice. Panera, you can get like their Mediterranean bowls, and you can do like a half sandwich or half soup and a side salad. Chick-fil-A's market salad, really good too, if you've not ever had that before, and you get it with grilled chicken on it. Their kale salad is really good. It's a little side. They've got a little cute little kale salad. This is making me hungry saying all this. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go get that. And they have fruit cups. It's kind of the same thing at McDonald's or Wendy's. Another tip is to, if you get like the grilled chicken sandwich, ask them to wrap it in lettuce. Some places will do that for you, just so you can hold it and drive or hold it and take it with you. Wendy's used to have a really good chili. I haven't been there a long time. I just put that on there because I know I used to get that as like one of the healthier choices. And it's a nice portion too. It's not too big. But I love gas stations, the bigger ones. It doesn't have to even be Buc-ee's, right? Some of the gas stations, they'll have like the hard-boiled eggs. They'll be like 2 in a little bag. They'll have, of course, there's lots of nuts at the gas stations. You can get like a plain Greek yogurt. The string cheeses are also a really good idea. And then the fruit that they might have at the counter, normally they'll have like a apple, banana, orange, some choice like that. And then really important, I just wanted to talk about staying active. Every opportunity that you get, walk around your car. So say you're taking a road trip, when you're filling up with gas or somebody else is filling up with gas, get out of the car, walk. Again, that deep vein thrombosis we were talking about. Do the stretches. Don't be shy, right? Just motivate people, do the stretches, and you'll feel so much better. You go to the bathroom, and then you come back, and you're waiting for the other people. Move around, jog in place. Walk around at the airport. We have to get there so early. So we get there really early, and then we sit down. And we're on our screen, and I'm like, walk up and down the halls, because too, you see stuff that you might not normally see. Like, oh, I didn't know. Especially, there are some really nice airports. San Francisco has like some really great art. We don't even get to pay attention to the art, and I've noticed that a lot of these airports put a lot of time into this beautiful art, and we don't even look. Denver has
Minnesota
really.
Has
Who has?
Minnesota.
Thank you. It is Minnesota. I was trying to remember because there's one that has like all these birds up and they've got like beautiful things. Minnesota has really great air. Yeah, walk around because you're going to sit for like 3 or 4 hours still. And you'll just feel better in general too. And don't be shy. Again, don't be shy to stretch in the airport. And don't be shy on the airplane to whenever you can get up at least once an hour when some people will abstain from drinking because they don't want to get up on the airplane. Just get up because you need to take care of your bladder and you need to take care of your whole circulatory system. Make sure you keep that, the water going and the movement going. You're going to feel so much better and it'll keep your immune system up too. And taking the stairs, sometimes if you're not too high up on a hotel, once you get there, you put your luggage away or whatever, find where the stairs are and take the stairs up and down. Take the stairs to your room, take the stairs when you leave in the morning. And you'll also enjoy the city that you're in more by walking around the city than by driving around it. I feel like I know these cities that I travel to, I feel like I know them so much better because I walk them. Other people like take an Uber from here to there. That was part of our amazing race with my son, where it was like, okay, if it's 20 minutes, if it's between 20 and 30 minutes for us to walk somewhere, we always would choose to walk it instead of Ubering it. And yeah, we were better for it. We were tired though, I must say that. So do you guys have any other ideas for getting movement in while you're traveling? On the road trip, on the train, on the plane?
Something that I just thought what you mentioned, like in my case, because I'm paranoid, I need to get to especially when I'm traveling alone.
Mm-hmm.
I get to the gate.
You want to get to the gate? Mm-hmm.
But then when I get to the gate, if I'm early, I just like walk around. I just need to see the gate to see that.
Yes.
But then I just like keep walking around to see like the stores and whatnot.
And not using that like the escalator thing.
Yes, thank you. That's a really good tip because normally don't use the escalator thing too. Yeah, so right, you get there and you see, okay, I know where my gate is. I have got to the gate. Here in San Antonio, that's easy to do. But in other places, not so much. If you're in Atlanta or something like that, okay, because you might have to get on a train to get to your gate in Atlanta. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about this part. But yeah, get to the gate. Okay, I know where I'm going. And then you can walk around. But then too, when they've got those escalators, it's normally one up, one down, and then the stairs in between. Take the stairs in between.
Or they have the ones that are like,
well, Chicago has
the ones that are just flat, where they're flat.
You just flat and you step on
it, and people just kind of
those moving walkways. Yeah, don't use those. And I mean, if you walk on it and you're in a hurry, then okay. But yeah, I'm actually I wonder how obnoxious I am because because if I'm in a hurry or if I get on one of those moving walkways, because there's some times when you can't get around them, not very often, but sometimes, and I'm all like, excuse me, because people are, like you said, they're just like lounging, like it's moving you. I'm like, you should move. Get some movement in. Then when I go, I'm a dietitian and a trainer and I want to help you. Excuse me. Make a public announcement. So I just want to end with make sure that you take some time to relax too, and make sure that you're getting your 8 hours of sleep. And we are going to, in the next couple of months, we're going to talk a little bit more about sleep. But that's also going to keep you better, right? It's going to keep you from getting sick because you're going to be bombarded with all these germs and you're off your schedule and you're in different places. So make sure you take some time to relax. Make sure you take some time to sleep. Does anyone have any other tips about that? About sleeping? Not in your own bed is so hard.
It is.
Yeah.
Even though like I go home or something, I might stay with a relative, it's still hard because it's not my bed.
It's not your bed.
Yeah.
It really makes you appreciate. That's the one thing that's great about traveling is once you get home, you're like, I love my life. I love this cup. This is the most wonderful cup. Okay, so we're gonna make some trail mix. So I've already put everything out there. Everyone has Ziploc bags, and go ahead and I think what's best is just like pass it around. So start with the Ziploc bag, pass those around. Everybody take one, and then we've got peanuts. So I just want to let you know the peanuts are salted and the almonds are not. The almonds and the peanuts provide protein. They provide fiber. Again, they're going to keep us regular. And healthy fats. So fats are good. Healthy fats are, please get some trail mix for yourself also. And what's great about making your own trail mix is that you can put in it what you like. Have you ever stood in front of a trail mix and said, I like all 4 ingredients, but I don't like this one? And then maybe you leave the whatever, white chocolate yogurt or whatever you don't like.
I love trail mix.
Uh-huh.
But I can't have it as often because I cannot have peanuts or almonds. So
Right.
it's
And a lot of
so
times,
annoying because I love it.
right. But so if you make your own trail mix, what do you put in it?
Mostly like sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds,
The pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin
It's
seeds.
mostly seeds. And
mostly
I
seeds.
can add a little bit of like chocolate or like
Uh-huh.
banana cheese. Or
Banana chips. Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, any dried fruit is good. Whatever you like. I just brought kind of common ones. The chocolate I brought you today is dark chocolate. It is beneficial because it has magnesium. That'll also help you to sleep. Also has it's also good, like if you get like a dark chocolate or something like that, it is a good like energy boost. You're traveling, maybe you start to feel a little bit tired. I love watching everybody make their own. See the different personalities in your trail mix. I also wanted to just show you, and I didn't open these, but I can if anybody wants, before you get this Ghirardelli chocolate. I've got this Lily's chocolate, which is, it's sweetened with stevia instead. Does anyone want to try it? I'll open it. Okay. I just wanted to show it first. This is a dark chocolate style. I feel like I'm becoming a chocolate connoisseur or really picky about my chocolate. So I really like the flavor of Lily's more than others. And the dried, oh wait, I didn't give you something really important. Here, first let me give you this. This is the Lily's, this is the one with stevia. And you can always just take a piece out and try it if you want to try it. This is really important. This is the dried cranberries. These are unsweetened from Trader Joe's. I don't know if you've noticed, if you eat dried cranberries, they are full of sugar. I mean, full of added sugar. Let me say it like that. So this Trader Joe's one is unsweetened and it is delicious. So wanted to feature that one for you at the top.
That's stevia. You can't really tell that it's stevia.
You can't tell, it's right. Sometimes when they put stevia in things and you say, you're like, oh, you can taste it, right? The stevia ones are good. Yeah. So here, try these.
I don't know stevia. I don't.
Let me get you a spoon.
Artificial, like sugar substitute.
Sugar substitutes, yeah.
I just brought it. I just rather like eat it like regular, eat it without.
Right. You would prefer to not have any sugar than a sugar substitute.
It's just aftertaste for me. It kills me.
That's for the cranberries if you need it. And then I just wanted to show a couple of other things too. Does anyone do these tuna pouches?
Uh-huh.
These travel so well. This is a really great, and they have millions of flavors. So I just brought a couple. This one is garlic and herb, and this one is honey barbecue, but they have like sriracha and chili and ranch, and this is only 110 calories, 15 grams of protein. This is a really great choice to like, and it just slips in anything that you're carrying with you. Yeah, I think that's everything. Does anybody have any questions? We got to talk a lot. I like that. I like that part where we get to.
Well, thanks, because I didn't know you could travel with food.
Now you know you can travel with food. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everything here I take with me. Yeah.
I mean, 'cause I love trail mix, and I'd rather have this than the stuff that they keep on, or the stuff that they do.
Those pretzels and yeah, no. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here.